You've been thinking about doing YouTube for your real estate business for a very long time. We both know that it's been far too long, and this is your sign to get off your bottom and finally do it. YouTube has become one of the most important lead gen systems that I use to attract high quality clients, and it has changed my life in so many different ways. And so today in this video, I'm going to share with you how YouTube changed my life and then also some tips that are going to be helpful to you as you are on your content making journey. I'm sure you've heard it said a million times over and over that people are looking online, and now more than ever, people from every age, from a young age all the way to people in their 70s, are using YouTube to get information. They're using Google to find information online to help them make big purchase decisions, to help them answer questions, to do a lot of different things in life that we used to have to ask other people for and have to get expert advice. If you're anything like me, you like to research everything online and you like to find out as much as you can before you talk to someone. And why do you do that? Because you want to make sure that you're not getting scammed or that you're not that you're preparing yourself mentally for the information that you are searching for. And that's what our clients are doing as well. Even you watching this video, you're probably searching up how to be successful on YouTube or how to be successful in real estate. And so just as I am delivering this video to you, there's a way that you can deliver good content to your ideal client. And you know this, you've heard it said many times over and over again, but you haven't done it. And I can understand why. For one, people have stage fright when it comes to the camera, and it can be intimidating when you're just talking to basically a phone. Right now, I'm on my cell phone. I'm not even using a real camera to do this video because I find that the information that I'm going to give is a lot more helpful than a lot of videos, because a lot of people, they just like to give you just enough for you to have to hire them. Whereas with me, I genuinely want people to succeed because I know that if I had that, and I had a little bit of that, but if someone were to show me more and explain like the feelings and the emotions that we go through when we're creating content like this, like the embarrassment of doing a video like this. I'm outside, my neighbors are all out here, but I don't care because I have a message to share. And this is kind of what people do anyway. And people need to get used to that going forward, that people like to share video content of their day, of, helpful tips, how to cook, things like that. And so I don't have like this cute background. I'm just sharing the information, and you still found the video and you're still watching it. So the first thing that helped change my life when it came to YouTube was I was in a very dark place where I was a brand new agent, and the office that I was at was not very helpful when it came to lead gen. They told me that I needed to call everybody I know, tell them all that I'm a real estate agent, but I had worked in real estate for years. Everybody that I knew was a real estate agent. I was setting showings at the front desk, and I was helping agents with their seller, documents and files and contracts and things like that. So pretty much 80% of everyone in my phone book was a real estate agent from work. So that wasn't going to work for me. And the rest of my friends, I grew up in a school district that a lot of my friends didn't even make it to age 40. A lot of my friends either ended up in jail or passed on, unfortunately. So, they're not buying houses, they're barely surviving. So I needed to find a way, because I knew that people who did a lot of business had referrals, but those referrals came from like their husband's job, right? Like their husband was a high ranking officer in the military or in the Navy. And so their entire circle, they were all buying and selling expensive real estate. So I had to find a way from people that knew outside of just doing referrals. And so that's when I really got into content marketing and figuring out how to attract people by helping them and giving them helpful information so that they would want to use me as their real estate agent. And so my first year was rough. I only sold 4 homes, and 2 of those homes I piggybacked off of my mentor, and I think I made like 25 or 50% of the commission, and they closed it out underneath her. And so that was a really rough year for me. And then also having that mentorship fee taken away. So I had to pay out like, I think it was 35 or 50% when you're being mentored, you have to pay those splits. So my second year, I learned how to get leads online. And I couldn't believe it. So this is how YouTube changed my life. That very moment, I remember it was January and I was hurting. You know, I just got through Christmas and Christmas was brutal. Um, I didn't have any money to buy my kids Christmas gifts. So I was in a very dark place. I just quit my job and I was terrified. I had to get my bills paid. I was door dashing, which I know that's normal for a lot of agents, but for me, it was awful. I hated it. I literally cried in my car when I had to, and I'm grateful. I'm not trying to sound like a little brat, but I did not see my life door dashing. Like I wanted to get into real estate, not door dashing. So that lasted about a week. I remember out of nowhere, and I believe that this is God because I was at my wit's end and a guy had called me up and he said, "Hey, I saw that you were on YouTube. I was just seeing if you needed help with your channel." And usually when they call, I kind of feel like it's a scam. Like, no, I don't want to pay for your editing services or anything like that. But this guy was very helpful. So I allowed him to help me. He gave me some tips. He watched my videos and he gave me tips. He said, "You need to do more hyper-local content." And he showed me basically everything to do. Well, within like a week or two, I started getting leads. One guy had reached out to me and said that he found me on YouTube because I did a neighborhood explainer video. He didn't end up buying in that neighborhood, but he's like, "What other neighborhoods are similar to this one that we could buy in?" So I was like, "Well, I know of a great neighborhood." And I ended up showing it to him. And at first I thought it was a scam. I didn't think that this was a real buyer, but I ended up closing my first, it was a $1.5 million sale. I made about $27,000 on that deal. And that changed my life forever. I was like, holy crap, this is a thing. And then within 2 weeks, I sold another $500,000 property. And then after that, they just kept coming in. And I just was in complete shock that this actually worked. And that was the first time I had ever made 6-figure commission just sharing YouTube videos. And then, of course, when you're closing those YouTube video deals and you share on social media, and then people start reaching out to you that way. And so that's how YouTube changed my life. And honestly, I didn't really have hundreds of viewers. I just barely cracked 1,000 subscribers just recently, and now I'm monetized. But it took years to get there because I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I knew what I was doing. I was treating YouTube like social media, but it's not social media. It's competitive. There's a way that you have to portray the information. So here are just some quick tips on getting started on YouTube. First of all, you don't need a camera. Again, you're still watching, and I've not done like super fancy edits on this. Why? Because I don't have time. But I still want to get the information out. All you need is a cell phone. Just prop it up wherever you can be. Get good lighting. This isn't really the best lighting. The sun's going down and I look like I have bags under my eyes, but I don't care. Again, I'm just trying to get the information out. And number 2, just practice in front of the camera. So right now I'm looking at the little camera dot over here. And I'm just talking to that person, but I see you through the lens. So I'm talking to you because I empathize with you and your pain points and how you really want to start a YouTube channel, but you just don't know where to start. So I'm sharing, tips to help you, right? That's the same way you're going to help your client. And whether that's how to sell a house in your market, how to buy a house in your market, you can be a probate master. Anybody that searches up probate, how to sell your house, probate, your content is going to come up and you're going to be able to share 5 tips, 5 ways to prepare your home, how to get your probate. And it could be for divorce. It could be any niche really, but that's where you want to start because you want to go where nobody else is. Right now, I'm in relocation. There's like 15 to 20 real estate agents that are doing relocation videos on YouTube. It's highly competitive. But when you start niching down to some of these smaller things, like divorce, I don't know, there's a ton of different millennials, selling to millennials, how to house hack, things like that. Just know your audience first and then speak directly to them. That way you can empathize and touch those pain points that they're going through. Look, I'm a millennial. I don't have that much money, but I do want to own property. I want to get into this real estate game, and I have friends that I can rent rooms out to and help them figure it out. So know your audience, make content that people are searching online and make it local so that they find you in your market, and then from there you can expand. I do highly recommend getting a microphone just because having a microphone makes your voice sound really nice and clear and crisp and not tinny. If you don't have a microphone, it tends to sound like you're in a can or in a cave. And so I do recommend you getting a microphone, which I can link all the stuff I use. I'll link it below. And then as far as lighting goes, if you can just get outside and just talk in front of with your camera, I've got like this cheap little $20 tripod that I bought on Amazon, and it's sitting, propped up in front of me. So really, if you can just get the tripod, you can sit in a chair like this and do exactly what I'm doing with a microphone. It doesn't have to be a fancy mic. They have cheap ones for $40 that are wireless. Think about your 4 points. I didn't script this out because this is easy for me to talk about. So several tips to help you get started on YouTube and how it changed my life. I'm just talking about that. Make sure that you have a very clear call to action where it's just one thing. A lot of gurus teach you, have them email you, text you, call you, whatever, but that is a lot of it's kind of paralyzing. So I always say visit the link below to schedule your free consultation. So that's my call to action. Try to make your videos about 5 minutes or longer. I know that's hard, but if you talk about one subject for 1 minute, talk about 5 subjects, that's 5 minutes right there. And you're just hitting 1 minute on each topic. And then as you go, it just gets easier and easier to talk to camera. If you see people around out and about, like I see people walking by right now, it's awkward. It makes me want to stop talking. But that guy over there that's walking across the street is not paying my bills. I pay my bills. My kids are getting old. They're in high school. They need Nikes because I guess Nikes are a thing. So that's what I think about when I'm doing these videos. I'm not thinking about people staring at me. If I were you, I would just start practicing talking to the little uns in the corner, pretending that your best friend is sitting there and you're just talking, but don't ramble too much. Make sure you have concise points that you want to hit that are helpful to people watching. And then my final tip is to not just make a video and then post it. If I were you, then I would make 10 to 15 videos and record them all, get them all ready to go, and then schedule them out over time. If you're doing like a housing market video, then obviously that's time sensitive. Then maybe you can do that and post it right away. But to get started, because what happens is people start and then they don't finish, and then you're just a one-hit wonder on YouTube. So people aren't going to follow you if you don't have content or have a reason for them to follow. If there's nothing on your page except one marketing video that you did a year ago, no one's going to follow that. So I know people say to put new videos every week. Well, that's not always realistic. Sometimes we go on vacation and some things happen. I've gotten sick where I lost my voice and I couldn't record. So that's why I say do 10 to 15 up front, schedule them out, try and make them evergreen, which is a video that can be watched a year from now, 6 months from now, neighborhood tours, That's not going to change. Like, these houses are going to be these houses. This neighborhood's not going to just get up and disappear. Those types of videos. I think that is honestly all that you need just to get started. And so my name's Iris. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you are subscribed so you can learn more about all the different things, real estate. And I am with LPT Realty, so I can be your sponsor and help you grow your business. So if that's something that you're interested in as well, the link is going to be below. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and watch the video that's popping up next on the screen, because it's going to help you with your digital marketing business. One other quick thing I wanted to mention, this doesn't have a mic, so maybe you can see the difference or hear the difference. But as I was looking at my YouTube channel, another thing I wish I knew when I first got it started was all the hater comments. They are brutal. Get used to it. Work on that muscle that doesn't give a crap about the, because again, they're not paying your bills. So you can always hide them, delete them, but please do not let the comments get to you. You will get used to it after some time. You will develop a callus and you'll get over it. But I was looking through some of my comments, I'm like, God, that was kind of mean. One of them said that my video was terrible and that I should be embarrassed. But, you know, I'm the one cashing the check, so